Courtney Cox here with Darren Hartwell, and it's time to talk about the Celtics. The Celtics, the first team in the Eastern Conference to make it to 50 wins. So it's looking pretty good for C's fans everywhere. To start off, let's talk about that number one seed, that coveted seed that they want to get to. Are there pros and cons to it, and what are the real benefits of getting that number one seed?
Yeah, I think in terms of playoff matchups, it might not mean too much. There are a lot of teams kind of bunched in the bottom of the Eastern Conference standings in the 7th, 8th, and 9th spots. But I think in terms of a matter of pride, I think this is a Celtics team, especially Isaiah Thomas. They kind of have a chip on their shoulders. And to say that they're the best team in the Eastern Conference, better than the defending champion Cleveland Cavaliers, I think is something they really want. And I think they want that respect throughout the league to say we are the best team in the East this season.
Now, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I do want to look down the road. How do you see this playing out to get to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah, so there's a little bit, like I said, there's a little bit of a jumble down at the bottom of the standings. You have the Pacers, the Heat, and the Bulls. So the Celtics probably would end up playing one of those teams in the first round. Not necessarily a cakewalk considering they haven't won a playoff matchup under Brad Stevens, but I think they can advance to the second round, should take care of business. Then they're probably playing the Wizards or the Raptors in that second round. That would be a really tough matchup. I think both of those teams play the Celtics really well. Obviously, the Celtics and the Wizards, a lot of bad blood this season. So that would be a really tough matchup. And then obviously you have the Cavs, probably the favorites to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, speaking of the Cavs, how do you see this team match up down the road in a 7-game series?
So we saw it back on March 1st when these two teams played each other and the Celtics won, that that they kind of proved they can hang with the best in the East. But I think over a 7-game series, the Cavs just have a lot of talent. They've been there before. They're getting healthier too. They added Deron Williams. I think this is a team with a lot of veterans. They kind of struggled at the end of the season there, but I think over a 7-game series, once they're in full playoff mode, they kind of turned it into another gear. So I think as it stands right now, the Celtics would definitely be the underdogs in that 7-game series, even if they were the number one seed.
Okay, underdogs, but do you see this coming out with the Celtics in a positive light at the end of this whole thing?
I want to be optimistic, but I would say I would take the Cavs in 6, I think, in that series. I just think I think they're too talented. I think they go back to the NBA Finals to do a third go-round with the Warriors.
All right, well, there you have it, and you want to make sure that you follow along with Darren on Twitter throughout the playoffs at Darren_Hartwell or myself at Cox Courtney. So make sure to keep it locked in right here at NESN.com for all your NBA needs.